once again, viewers. You are welcome to another edition of Journalist Explains this on Nstv. Today we'll be talking about the CBN takes over of Union Bank, Titan Trust Bank, Polaris, Keystone Bank as a major shake-up in banking sector is unveiled. With me to discuss this issue is a veteran journalist, Mr. Abiodun Taiwo. Before I go further, I have with me another journalist that will be co-hosting the program along with me, Benga. Benga, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Idris. Viewers out home, we welcome you to this program today. Journalists explain this. On the program today, as explained by my co-anchor, we want to discuss the issue of the sack of some board members of the banks, which was said to have which are said to have irregularities in their operations, in the takeover. Yeah, thank you very much. So, doing justice to this on the program today, we have our veteran journalist, Mr. Abiodun Taiwo.
Thank you very much, Benga and Idris. Happy to be here again today.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
So, the irregularities, the inappropriate takeover of the banks we've mentioned, and the discovery by the special investigator commissioned by the federal government to do it, Jim Obazi. And how do you relate this, Mr. Abiodun?
Thank you very much. First at home, yes, at the inception of this administration, there are a series of things that were on ground that people were agitated that there must be a thorough investigation into what's up, particularly at the Central Bank of Nigeria, where they want to look at the tenure of the embattled former CBN governor, that's a governor Emefiele. Towards the tail end of his his admission was cut short because of series of accusations and what have you. One of those things is how he was able to run the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria. Then part of the federal government then, under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, put up a special investigator. This is led by Jim Obazi. He himself is a veteran, a banker, economist, and somebody that knows much about finance. So when he came in, he put him on his toe that go and look at what is happening there. Part of those things able to find, about a month or 2 months ago, the report was submitted, where the media is being accused of, this is a media trial. But there and then it was found out that some banks were acquired in a sort of a questionable way. And part of those banks are the Union Bank, which was taken over by Titan Trust Bank then the Keystone Bank, the Polaris, and the four. The special investigators gave those board members and the owner of those banks ample opportunities to appear before them, tell us how they were able to acquire those things, where did they see the money. Because, part of those things they said they found out was those banks were put there by the proxies of Emefiele. And at the end of the day, when the report was submitted, those people that got Union Bank then, which is Titan Trust, came out that we followed due process. This thing, we got money come forward, bring it to us, let us look at it, and at the end of the day, we see to be very genuine, good. But I think about 3 or 4 times that chance was given to them, but unfortunately they were unable to make. And what we saw yesterday was the outcome of their investigation, and where 4 of those board members were sacked, and we were told Bank also merged. The Trust Bank and the Union Bank were merged into one, while the Keystone and Polaris were also merged into one. But being that as it may, it tells us about what government is doing to ensure that our banks remain strong, unlike what we used to have before. So it is a very good step, and though there may be, the dust may not be yet settled, because there's going to be a lot of blames and what have you. But at the end of the day, what the government did yesterday.
Sorry, on this issue, I'm not sure if the CEOs of those banks were given opportunity to defend themselves.
Yes, they were given. They were given. There was a time. There was a time these people, most especially I could remember that of the Union Bank and Titan Trust. The former deputy governor, Tunde Lemon, he was invited first time.
Yes.
He said he has an engagement outside the country. At the end of the day, he gave another time to come and present. Then there was the major shareholder, as we were told, of the Titan Trust. You know, we were told that man is an elderly person. He couldn't come. They brought in a sort of lot of documents. These are the papers we are seeing. You come personally, tell us.
There is this for physical presence.
Yes, let us see you physically and ask questions. We cannot be asking paper questions. We cannot be talking to us through this. Let us have you.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we were told that none of them showed up. Excuses one day, one time. Excuses another time. At the end of the day, that was why they said, okay, maybe you have no genuine points. So they were given so much and so many times and opportunities to appear before the panel.
What do you think of stakeholders and those who
yes, the depositors and those people. Yes, you know, government during the military era, we have this NDDC, that is a Nigeria Deposit and Insurance Company, NDDIC. And when that insurance,
and for such businessman or business interest,
that one has been serving its role.
Government
Thereby,
any
money you put into that bank or into any organization, finance institution, that your money is safe because it is already insured. So, then, what the NDIC will just do is they will look at the
from the eastern side
number of
and for such
theirs there,
ensure that
because they will look at how
are going to
it is just personnel that changes. It is the
but when
personnel
it is
that
not
changes.
good, when it is bad,
nothing again change. You know, it's just like
so it makes accessible.
Go into a newspaper and do change of name. You know, your personality still remains.
Who also wants to invest.
So with NDIC, all the depositors and those stakeholders, their money is still safe. The only thing is that will just happen is you having new management, new board, and new name.
I think
so. Nothing changes. Thank God for government. Government has foreseen all these things before they put into all those actions into all those things into action.
Until and unless there is an enabling environment through right policies, implementation of those policies.
Yes.
So definitely, if proper investigation is being conducted, we still have some element of bias.
So
now,
specifically,
they are still in the system.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, we are made to understand that one man cannot walk alone. Definitely, if Emefiele has been doing this during his tenure, he must have been doing it with the assistance of some other bank that they are still in the system right now.
You are right. Because a tree cannot make a forest.
Sure.
Get you. Many of these things is just like what do we call it? A collaboration. The CBN, the immediate government is investigating the former CBN governor. It also dragged its net with all the 4 deputy governors.
Yes.
And as they were being questioned, at the end of the day, you can be in the system without you partaking in the fraud going on in that system. For example, you see what is happening with this Peter Edu saga.
Yes.
If not for the Accountant General, we wouldn't have known what is happening.
Yes.
People have gone through.
A worthy Ogun State woman.
That's it. That is why we say something in an organization, for you to commit crime, is not a thing that you do within one day. And that is why crime is always ahead of the law. Because when you commit a crime, it is then government will look, or the system will look at, how do we stop this thing from happening? Yes, you are right. Some of those governors deputy governors may be culpable. But this is what we are seeing now. Don't forget, the implementation that just happened yesterday, it involves the current CBN governor and other stakeholders. And it is just a part that is just being implemented. And thank God for what we call it, many of those organizations like civil rights organization and what have you, they have been shouting on this for long. They have been shouting on it that this thing is happening, government should do this. And thank God we have a listening administration now, both at the federal and the state level. And that is why we are having all these changes, and why some of us raise our heads that, thank God, a new breeze is coming into the system.
With your own wealth of experience, Mr. Abiodun, what do you think the government can do to curb things like this from happening? To curb, because even the present CBN governor is a human being, he's not a saint.
Definitely, yes.
What gives us the assurance that what Emefiele did, he won't do more than that? So what do you think the government can do? What do you think they can do to the system to curb things like this from happening?
Yes. Like I said earlier, the crime is always ahead of the law. Government, so many things. The law, what of the law that establishes the CBN itself? The power given to the CBN governor, and what have you. Daily we see this the system being, such like being meteorite. And that is why we said government should give more power to the National Assembly. Sometimes the National Assembly has been shouting, they saw what was happening. Imagine a situation where the National Assembly that has the oversight function to look into the activities of CBN. We invite the CBN governor and we fail to listen to that
answer to the presidency.
Good.
You can imagine how Emefiele did during this period.
So those are the things that will give them more power. But the power they forgetting that this power, that is what I do tell people, that anything that has a tenor, immediately you enter into it, the thing will finish one day. Definitely. So you must be answerable to the people. And what is the people? The representative of the people and the general masses itself. So many a time when Emefiele was there, he was invited to come, and at the end of the day, did he show up? No. In fact, at the end of the day, this is why he's finding himself. Maybe then, if he has listened to them, all these things and all these crises he's facing now, he will have even not fall into it. But this is what we have. And that is why I said government should continue with their monitoring and with making law more powerful, so that nobody will see. We should allow the system to be the one, not the individual. If the system is working and not the individual, at the end of the day, what we have is a very good organization and very corrupt-free society.
Mr. Abiodun, what do you think should be the quality and quality of those that the federal government is trying to appoint into the new as new management for those banks we've just mentioned now?
People will say, show me your background. I mean, the pedigree. Even in the journalism we practice, we know ourselves. Ditto for the banking industry and what have you. You look at those big giants in the banking sector before that fell. Even when democracy, people were looking at them as being alpha and omega. So government should look at their pedigree, their background, not this one has done me a favor one time, let me compensate him on this. No. It is not a job for the good boys. No, but it should be
for the good women.
Yes, it should be. Are you qualified for that position? If truly is qualified, yes. What stops him from having it? So that is why government should look at the criteria very well in terms of integrity, qualification, even professional integrity also matters. And that is why there was a time I went for a job interview in the banking sector. He asked me what is money. I failed. But I was told that money is just a working tool. But when people see money as being all in all, you see such a person will fall.
If anybody should see money as alpha and
omega, it will fall. But if you see it as a tool, just a tool for you to work as a working tool, just like our phone, the laptop, all those things, that is what money should be.
And in this era, I think the government should set up a mechanism that we always check and balance the activities of all these bank officials, bank CEOs, and what have you. Not even only banks, those working in the government, areas, they should at least have a mechanism that checks and balance their activities, so that things like this will not be reoccurring, will not be happening. Okay, look at what happened in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
You are right. Benga, you are right. Look,
it happened during the last dispensation. It's happening again in the same ministry.
Yes, you are right. Some of us shouted when Polaris was taken over. People were asking, where did Polaris came from? Who are the owners of Polaris? Some said Polaris is just a community, a lending, this thing, very small organization. But because the administration then was not a listening one, that was why we have. What was the pedigree of Polaris Bank that took over the organization that took over the Polaris Bank, the then Sky Bank then? We just woke up one day and saw it being taken over. And people shouted then, but unfortunately, there was nothing we could do. The house is to make noise, the house is to implement this thing. So, but by and large, I think we should give it to this administration. It's a listening one, and thank God, we should be expecting more of it as the administration goes on and on.
Yeah, thank you for
Amen.
Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for being there for us on this program. Very soon, we'll be bringing Mr. Abiodun Taiwo on this seat again to further explain issues happening in the country for us. Thank you for coming, Benga.
Yeah, thank you for listening, and to our viewers out there, we all hope that Nigeria would be a better place to live in. Definitely it will. Thank you very much. As we are going right now, we hope to see you once again. Mr. Abiodun Taiwo.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
God bless you.
Amen.